Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another solo lesson. So today we're going to be checking out the Back in Black solo by acdc. Obviously this is a super popular song, everybody knows it. This is a really fun solo to learn and play along with the track, and it's not really that hard. It's got a couple fast licks in there, but really it's just a fun blues rock solo. So grab your guitar, put it in standard tuning, and let's jump into it. So the solo starts off with this section here. All right, so what I'm playing is a two-note pattern, basically for the first 6 notes. So it's the top string, you're playing that open, followed by 7 on the 5th string, and then basically you're just going to walk that that 5th string note down. So it's going to be 7, 5, 4 on the 5th string. So 7, 5, 4. Okay, and then before you playing each of those notes, you'll hit the top string, and it's going to be pretty muted, like pretty heavily muted. So okay, and then it goes into this blues lick here. All right, so what I'm playing there is I'm kind of sliding into 7 on the 5th string, followed by 5, 7 on the 4th string, and then I'm going to play 8, 7, 5, 7, all hammer-ons and pull-offs on the 4th string, and then in that section by playing 7 on the 5th string again. Okay, so like this. Let's play it right this time. Okay, that last note on the 7 on the 7th fret on the 5th string is going to be pretty muted. You can just barely hear it on the track. Okay, and then it goes into this next section. Okay, so this second part starts off exactly the same as the very beginning of the solo with the 0, 7, 0, 5, 0, 4 part, and then it goes into this. Okay, so what I'm playing there is 7 on the 3rd string. I'm hitting that 4 times, and then on the 5th time, I'm going to do a full step bend. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then I'm going to play 5, 8 on the 2nd string, followed by another quick full step bend on 7 on the 3rd string, and then slide into 9 on the 3rd string. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's go from the beginning of the solo and go through what we have so far. Okay, so after that, you're going to play a little blues lick that is really similar to the first blues lick that you played at the beginning of the solo, but it's basically just an octave higher. So instead of, you're going to play. Okay, so it's almost identical, but there's a few little differences in there. So let's go over that. So what I'm playing is 9 on the 3rd string, and then I'm going to play 8, 10 on the 2nd string, and then I'm going to pull off 11, 10, 8 on the 2nd string, and then play 10, 8 on the 2nd string, and then 9 twice on the 3rd string. Okay, so. All right, so let's go from the little like bendy section here before that and go into it. So. All right, moving on to the next section of the solo. Okay, so what I'm playing there is 12 on the third string, but I'm giving it like just a little bit of a bend. It's not really a half step, not really a whole step. I'm not aiming for anything. It's just kind of like a groovy, bluesy type of bend there. So just really quick. Okay, so 12 with a little bend on the third string, followed by 14 on the fourth string, back to 12 on the third string. So, and then you're going to go into this bending section here, which all that is a full step bend on 14 on the third string, and then you're going to grab that 15 on the second string, and then play 14 full step bend on the third string again. So, okay, and then you're going to play 15 on the second string again, and then release that bend on 14 on the third string, and pull off to 12, and then play 14 to finish the section out. So, okay, so this whole section again, let's play that through slowly. All right, so before we move on to the next section, let's go over from the beginning of the solo and see what we have so far. All right, so the next section of the solo is really similar to the previous section. It's basically in the same position, the same pattern, but there's a few differences. So let's go over that. Okay, so to start the section off, what you're going to play is just like a string, like a muted string hit. There's not really a note that he's hitting there that I can hear, but he's just kind of doing like I said, like a muted string hit just to get him into the section. So muted string followed by 12 hammer on the 14 on the fourth string. Okay, and then you're gonna play this pattern here. Okay, so that is 14 on the fourth string, 12 on the third string, followed by 14 again on the fourth string, and then 14, 12 on the third string. Okay, so again, slowly from the beginning of the section. And then I'm just going to do a full step bend on 14 on the third string, play 15 on the second string, and then another full step bend on 14 on the third string. So, okay, so the whole section again. All right, so again from the top of the solo. Okay, so the next section starts off the same as the previous section with a muted string hit to get you into it, and then it's going to sound like this. Okay, so what I'm playing there, again, of course, the muted string followed by 12 on the second string, and then 2 hits on 12 on the first string, and then 2 full step bends on 15 on the second string. Okay, so. All right, so coming out of the previous section. All right, so coming out of that section, it's gonna lead into one of the fast licks, and actually the fast lick in the solo is he plays it twice, almost identical both times. So you just have to learn one pattern and just get it up to speed. So it's gonna go like this. This is a bit of a longer section. So coming out of the the 12s and then the bends on the 15. Okay. So the fast part is this right here. So basically you're just walking up the scale there. So it's 12, 15, 12 on the first string, I'm sorry, then 15, 12 on the second string, and then like a half to full step-ish bend. Again, it's one of those kind of groovy blues bends on 14 on the third string, followed by 12 on the second string, and then 12 on the third string, going into a full step bend on 14 on the third string. Okay, so. All right, so coming out of that full step bend on 14 on the third string, you're going to play this. All right, so what I'm playing is the full step bend on 14, third string. I'm reaching down and playing 15 on the second string, then another full step bend on 14 on the third string, followed by 15 on the first string. Okay, so. Didn't mean to mute that. Okay, and then I'm going to go into this here. So what I'm playing there is a full step bend on 14 on the third string again, pulling off to 12, then playing 14 again, no bend this time, just 14 on the third string, 14 on the fourth string, and then 12, 14 on the third string. Okay, so from the 14 bends with the 15. All right, so we've got a pretty good bit of the solo down, so let's start from the beginning again, play it through slowly, and see what we have so far. Okay, moving on to one of the final sections of the solo. It's this right here. Okay, so again, it's similar to the previous couple of sections in that same position, in that same pattern, but again, it's got a few differences. So again, slowly, and then we'll break it down note by note. Okay, so it's starting off with 2 hits on 14 on the fourth string, and then you're going to play a double stop. So you're going to bar 12 on the second and the third string. So, and then you're going to hit 14 on the fourth string again. So, and then another double stop 14 on the second, third string. Okay, so. And then you're going to play that 14 again on the fourth string. All right, so far. All right, and then you're going to play 12, 14 into a full step bend on the 14 on the third string. So. Reach down again and hit that 15 on the second string. And then you're going to do another full step bend on 14 on the third string, to 12, back to 14 on the third string, and then finish this section off by playing 14 on the fourth string. Okay? So just do it from the beginning again. All right, right, moving on to the next section. You're going to play that fast lick again that you played a couple sections ago. So to start it off, you're going to play a full step bend on 15 on the second string, and then into the fast lick. Okay. So again, what that is, 12 on the first string, 15, 12 on the second string, a quick like half-ish step bend on 14 on the third string, and then 12 on the second string, 12 on the third string, ending it with 14 on the fourth string. Okay, so from the full step bend again. Okay, we are almost done with the solo. Let's back it up and take it all the way back to the beginning and see what we have so far. All right. Then you're going to go into this like little melody part here. So. And then you're going to repeat that again and then finish the solo. So. All right, so what I'm playing there is 9. I'm going to play 9 twice on the third string. The first time I hit 9, I'm using my pick to hit the fretted note, but the first time I hit the 9, I'm going to also use one of my other fingers. I use my middle finger to pick the open high E string, so that bottom string. Okay, so. All right, and I'm only hitting the open string on the first time. I don't know if this is exactly how he does it. It gets kind of hard to hear in the recorded version, but this is the best that I'm able to come up with. So this is the way I play it, and it sounds pretty similar to the recording. So it's 9 open string, open high E, okay, and then I'm gonna hit 9 again, play 7. I'm still letting that high string ring out. Okay, and then I'm going to hit 7 on the third string, back to 9 again. When I hit 9 this time, I'm going to hit the open string again. So I'm hitting that open string a total of 2 times in that pattern. All right. And then same exact pattern, I'm just going to move it down a couple frets. So it's going to be, instead of 9, 7, 9, it's going to be 7, 6, 7. So same thing. And then I'm going to play the same exact pattern again, but just 6, 4, 6. Okay? And then I'm going to go into this right here. So all that is another full step bend on 14 on the third string, followed by 12 on the second string, 12 on the first string, and then a full step bend on 15 on the second string. So, all right. And then I'm going to go back to the pattern with the open strings, repeat it exactly the same again. Okay, and then I'm going to finish the solo off by doing a full step bend on 14 on the third string, but also hitting 15 on the second string at the same time. Okay, so, and then it goes back into the chorus. Okay. All right, so let's go over this whole ending section again, real slow. And that's the whole solo. So let's start from the very beginning, play it all the way really slow. You guys can follow along. All right, that's going to do it for the main solo from Back in Black. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. I'll try to help you out as most I can. If you got any songs or solos or riffs or whatever you guys want to learn, put them down in the comments. Let me know, and I will work on them for you. All right, I appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be putting more lessons out like this. So if you're learning guitar and you want to learn along with me, then subscribe and hit the little notification bell so you know when I put up new videos. All right. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.